just tell me how you're doing, how you're feeling this evening. I hope you are good. How has been your day? With an emoji, I would like to see how you are feeling at this time. Feeling excited, love it. Yes, please keep it coming. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome. Good evening. Yes, thank you all so much. Yes, the room is buzzing. That means everyone is in a high spirit. Love it. Love it. You're all welcome. So one thing we're going to do now, please kindly reach out to anyone that you know is supposed to be on this call. Tag them. We are live. We know once we hit 100, the rest people will have to go to YouTube. So please tag everyone. They should jump in. We are live. The catalyst is here as well. Good evening, sir. So I just want to say, God bless you. The affirmation, the second affirmation that played, wow, that was a fact. I'm not sure I've heard that particular one, but it was so good. Thank you for all these things that you provide for us, man. In fact, Sir, you are the real gem. Thank you, and God bless you. I hope everyone enjoyed that affirmation as well, and we have all of them. So if you need those affirmations, I'll be dropping the link shortly. You could, just binge and enjoy yourself. Yes. Okay. So without wasting more time, I'll now welcome Coach Z, who is going to be taking us on today's session. Queen of the North, you are welcome. I hope you are ready for us. I can't see her. Can you please put on your camera? Coach Z, are you here? Oh, amazing. Good to see you. Beautiful as always. You look amazing.
I have been here. I came in 30 minutes ago.
Yes. You were so on time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. To see you are ready
Hello,
for us.
everyone.
So please take it away.
Okay, great. So I just want to confirm that I have the sharing rights. I can go ahead to share my slide.
Are you able to share now? Z, are you able to share? It appears I cannot be heard.
Okay. Yes, I am able to.
Are you good? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Can you all see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sincere apologies. Just give me a second, please. I think I haven't done what I'm supposed to do just yet. Stop sharing. Okay. Mhm. I should be able to do it now. Perfect. This is better. Okay. So good evening, everyone. I hope you're all in fine fettle and you're having a great evening. It is such an honor for me to be facilitating this session today. And this is one of the topics that is dear to my heart, not because I am a public speaking coach, but because every single one of us probably struggles with boldness, courage, and probably trying to understand how to be unshakable. So if you have been once like me, or you still currently struggle with being unshakable, being bold enough, and just finding confidence and courage, please kindly put in the chat room. I would love for this experience to be very interactive, and I want to continue to see every single person's comment in the chat box. So use your emoji and give me a thumbs up if we are together. All right. So my name is Zainab Adam. I'm an education consultant. I'm an early years educator, a TEDx speaker. I'm a Toastmaster, a public speaking coach, a life coach. I am a certified applied behavior analysis trainer. I am also the current area director of Area 33 in Toastmasters. I founded ProTeach Consult, a personal development and education consultancy company. I am a food enthusiast, so I love to eat. I am a multilingualist. I speak about 6 languages. And then I am a hodophile. I love to travel and I love to read. So very quickly, I want to ask, what if I told you that boldness isn't something you're born with? It is something that you build. Have you ever looked at someone you admired, a mentor perhaps, and you simply thought, how I wish I had this person's boldness? Please put in the chat room if you've ever found yourself thinking that. Am I able to see the chat room? So Jennifer, I'll probably leave you in charge of the chat room because I'm not sure I can see it because of my slides, but I will definitely come back to any questions. So the number one thing is a lot of us struggle with is probably confidence. And confidence is self-trust. Confidence is the courage to face our fear. But boldness, on another hand, is when both courage and confidence are deeply rooted in faith. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the scriptures, as well as how a lot of the interactions I've had in life help me to build the confidence that I have to be able to achieve everything that I achieve every single day. A few years ago, I was an educationist, someone who would go into classrooms and I will teach children. Because I was very confident in front of these little children, I thought I had whatever it took to be able to stand before anyone. achieve whatever I wanted to achieve in life until one very day, I was asked to take the task of anchoring a session that was going to happen at the school. In that very moment, I realized that my voice began to shake. I realized that I struggled to make sense of all of the things that I thought I knew over the years. And I was so tempted to say that I didn't want to do it. But something said to me, perhaps this is your opportunity to make a lasting impression on the parents that you have been meeting over the years. And little did I know, in that room, I spoke before some great people and it opened many doors for me. And I want to ask a question. Let's assume I decided to listen to my fear. And I didn't take the courage to face that fear. And I didn't show up for myself on that day. Perhaps the opportunities that I got wouldn't have been present. And this was how I began my journey as an education consultant. Now let's look at boldness and fear. Boldness is the courage to act with conviction, even when you are uncertain. Courage is the strength to face fear and take action despite it. Confidence is to trust in your God-given abilities and identity. I realized that over time, with the number of people that I've met, there was something that always was apparent. Even when we had all of the skills and abilities, there was something called inferiority complex. When everyone else will look at you and think that you are deserving of the success that you're getting, but you seem to think that you are not good enough. And I questioned every single time, why do we struggle with this? And then I realized at our very core, we are not self-aware. We don't really know our abilities as well as we do. And perhaps even the environment we grew up in did not encourage our ability to identify those God-given abilities or identities. And then faith. Faith is the complete trust in God, God's plan and timing. Now, there was something I did when I was putting my slides together, and I thought that this will help me send my message even clearer. When I was thinking about confidence and boldness, I realized that at the very foundation of that is self-esteem. Because without self-esteem, we are unable to be confident. Without self-esteem, we cannot be bold. Bold is the roof, and then the confidence is the walls around the house that we are as individuals. But the very foundation we stand upon is really self-esteem. Without the right self-esteem, we can never get to the point where we become confident. I say all the time that your level of confidence is largely dependent on your level of competence. What you know will give you confidence. If you struggle with anything, perhaps somewhere deep down, you are unable to put all of that knowledge together. Or maybe it wasn't deeply rooted. Or perhaps in the process of learning it, you didn't pay as much attention as you would like. But if you know something and you know it well enough, when you speak about it, you do so with so much confidence. As individuals, we're all storytellers. As storytellers, we are constantly repeating stories of things that happen in our lives. And one thing that is very clear a yearning to be accepted, a yearning to be seen, a yearning to be understood. And until all of these things happen, we never get to a point where we feel like it doesn't really matter. Self-esteem is something you are able to develop when you have the confidence to believe that no matter what happens, you will be confident anyways, even when there is no one there to clap. And this is something that we make peace with when we gain a certain level of confidence in our lives. Now, this was what I was able to put together. Now, I thought I probably shortened this so that it's something that people are able to remember. And I thought my belief in God was one of the very foundation of the confidence that I developed as an individual. So the B in bold is believe in who God says you are. Now, confidence is not thinking you're better. It's believing you are enough because God made you enough. Now, the scripture says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This is Psalm 139, verse 14. Now, I also found, when I was putting my slides together, another scripture that says, O Iblis, this is from the Quran. O Satan, what prevented you from prostrating unto one I created with my own hands? Were you arrogant or were you haughty? And then I ask you today, when God speaks about you so beautifully, why do you struggle to find your self-confidence? When God that created you with so much power asks that others that he has made before you prostrate before you, what makes you think you're not good enough? We as individuals, I want this to be a reminder. We as individuals are the only thing that God created with his two hands. And this is a reminder of the might that we possess. Now, it is not possible for you to have courage and boldness from within until you believe that you are more than you think you are, until you believe that you are more than what others say you are. Now, the next is the O, and O in my bold is own your voice and your fears. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's obedience in the presence of it. Now, even Moses feared speaking, but God still used his voice to free a nation. God doesn't choose the bold. He makes the chosen bold. Now, what makes you think that God cannot use you to make a difference in the world? When you face what you fear, you simply become fearless. Now, even though Moses' fear was there and he spoke to God and made it clear, but despite being genuine about it, it did not deter Allah's plan for him to lead his people out of oppression. So this, even from the scriptures many years ago, shows that even in the presence of fear, we must learn to overcome it. Because everything you ever want to achieve in life is always on the other side of fear. The L in bold for me is live purposefully, but not perfectly. This one, when I was putting the slides together, reminded me constantly of what TC always says: live a purposeful life. Live a life of purpose. Discover your purpose. Know why you are here. Know what gives your life meaning. Bold people don't need perfect conditions. They move because of deep conviction. So it doesn't mean that the situation is perfect when you decide to act or when something great happens to you. It is only when you decide to stay focused on your purpose that everything begins to align. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Without purpose, boldness becomes recklessness. But with purpose, boldness becomes leadership. Every single one of us today has had to lead at one capacity or the other. And I ask you, in this position of a leadership, whether as an older brother or an older sister, whether in your organization, whether at church or in your masjid, whether you simply was leading a project, have you ever discovered a time where you decided to lead with empathy? And did you also discover a time where you also understood that leadership is truly not about control, but rather about influence? Without purpose, we cannot become leaders. Now, the D in bold says, regardless of the fear, we do it anyways. Boldness, like I mentioned earlier, is not waiting for fear to leave. It's taking the next step, even when you feel that fear. Fear needs to be your motivation. It needs to be your ability to face with courage what makes you uncertain. It is your ability to discover that in a world where everyone is striving to make meaning of life, we will continue to make mistakes, but those mistakes help to shape who we become. And mistakes are part of learning. When you fail, you must not make that a name. It is important that you are able to understand that failure or failing is only a verb. It is an action that you can change. The moment you move it from an action word and you make it a noun, you have embraced it and your name becomes that. So it's important that we stay away from calling ourselves names that will take us away from our purpose. The affirmations we say to ourselves, words are truly powerful. If we continuously call ourselves names that will take us away from the purpose for which we are created on earth for, we will embrace it and we will become it. Now, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. This was a quote by Martin Luther King. I remembered a few years ago, I wanted to start my public speaking workshop. And I was going to do it in a state that nobody knew me. And in that moment, I made a flyer but I was too afraid to put it out. I said to myself, people are going to wonder if I knew enough to teach them. Why would they want to come to my class? Do I even have enough to hold a class and teach individuals how they can overcome the fear of public speaking? Perhaps I didn't. These were words I continued to tell myself. I said to myself, it wasn't possible. You can't do it. There was something that happened to me. I met someone who said to me that over the years, you have heard something that has been consistent, that you are good at this. Instead of focusing on the voices that continue to tell you what you cannot do, why don't you concentrate on the voices that have continued to reinforce how much you have to offer? And then I said to myself, perhaps I should give it a go. In that very moment, I started my class. And that first class, I had 14 individuals sign up for the class in a state that nobody knew who I was, my company, what I had to offer. And from that moment onward, I never allowed fear hold me back from achieving what I wanted to achieve. So I ask you today, whose voice keeps ringing in your head? Whose voice is it that has continued to tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that you don't have what it takes? As beautiful an individual as you are, as bold an individual as you are, as confident an individual as you are, think about all of the great things that you have achieved in life and remind yourself that it was only possible because despite feeling the fear, you decided to take that first step. Now, these are two things that I've continued to use over the years that have helped me through a number of things. I know for a lot of people here, they are trying to understand how it is that I have been able to be familiar with a lot of the things that have to do with the scriptures. But this is something I have taken upon myself to learn. It doesn't really matter where it comes from as long as it makes a difference. As I said earlier, that your level of confidence is largely dependent on your level of competence. And most of the time, I feel confident to hold conversations with people when I know that I have the right knowledge. So the serenity prayer is something that I hold dear to my heart. It says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking, as Jesus did, this sinful world as it is, and not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right. If I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Now, every time I am about to go upstage, there's one prayer that also comes to mind. And this one is, in Arabic, is Rabbi Ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. So it means, my Lord, expand for me my breast with assurance and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue that they may understand my speech. This was something that Prophet Musa, which is Moses, used to say every time he knew he was saddled with the task of going to speak with the Pharaoh. He knew that he struggled with speech, but he knew that he had a great task ahead of him. I want you to remind yourself that there is a greater task for which you are created. And God will not saddle you with that responsibility if he knew that you are unable to take it. There's a verse that says that God does not place upon you a burden more than you can bear. For me, my confidence, boldness, and my ability to have courage from within has always come from the understanding that God has always stood by my side. There's really nothing to fear when you know who stands with you. And I want you to ask yourself today, who stands with you? The person that stands with you, does he give you the confidence to achieve whatever you want to achieve? Do you need to realign? Do you need to look at it again if confidence does not come from the belief that there's someone great standing with you? I have been able to overcome a lot of things in life and still stand here smiling, thriving, and achieving as much as I have simply because I have seen the many things that God could have allowed me to go through the harm, but instead I got out of it just like a strand of hair in, say, powder. And I have been able to stand here unharmed. It took a bit of time to find healing. And I want to ask you today, if there is something that holds you back, that is a lot more than your powerful words and your belief can bring you out of, can you take a moment to seek help where it's necessary? I would like to tie all of this to the different aspects of our lives. And for this, I'll probably take 4. For our personal lives, I recommend setting healthy boundaries. Speak up for your mental health. It's very important. As TC would always say, we're all crazy. We're going through something that we must heal from. If you must go on this healing journey, please by all means join our community. It will help you to thrive and find the best version of yourself. For your career, take the leap. Start that project. Are you gunning for a promotion? You have what it takes. It's not impossible. All it takes is a little planning, because those who fail to plan are planning to fail. Whatever you plan for is as though it has first happened in your mind, and then you can make it happen in the physical. For your relationship, be absolutely vulnerable. Say what needs to be said. When was the last time you reached out to someone you truly loved and told them how much you loved them? When was the last time you said exactly how you feel without the fear of being rejected? When was the last time you just loved wholeheartedly without expecting anything in return? We are beings of love, and without it, there is constantly going to be something missing. So it's no wonder that certain times we struggle with emotions. In our spiritual life, trust in God in seasons of waiting and uncertainty. When things are going great, show gratitude, be thankful. When things aren't going great, trust in God, be patient. It is only a matter of time until it unravels itself. Be bold in prayer. Come as naked as you can be. Your Lord is ready for whatever you ask. All you need to do is ask. Be bold in worship, but most importantly, be bold in service. There is never failing from living a life of service. Now, I want you all to repeat with me. I am bold, not because I have no fear, but because I have God who goes with me. I want you to repeat it again. I am bold, not because I have no fear, but because I have God who goes with me. I hope that these few things that I have shared with you today would make a difference in helping you understand how to be bold, unshakable, and find courage from within. Because whatever it is that you're going to learn on the surface, you must always know that the foundation upon which everything stands is God. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Beloved B, the Queen of the North. Wow. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session. It felt like velvet. It felt so so heartwarming. Can we show some love to Zainab, please? Can we appreciate the time that she took this evening to share with us, what it means to communicate from that place of courage? And Zainab, you really are a public speaking expert. You know how I know? One of the many reasons why I know. Not once did you say, and this is one of the things that I aspire to be able to do when I'm speaking. So thank you so much for really being the embodiment of what you do and for teaching us some really, really key things. I'm curious, everyone, what were some of your key takeaways? Just before I do the announcements, drop in the chat. What did you learn today? One thing that you are taking away from Zainab's session today. And if you have any questions specifically for Zainab, please use this opportunity. I'm doing it again. Zainab, I'm coming to you for coaching. I'm coming to you for I'm coming to you for public speaking coaching, because every sentence after that there's an Anyway, everyone, show some love in the chat. I love what Major says. I'm taking away her calmness in speaking. Honestly, the calmness, it was so refreshing. And that's the thing, right? That sometimes when we come and we want to speak and we want to deliver, we feel like we always have to have so much energy. And that's a good thing, but it's also wonderful when you can really stay grounded and embodied in your presence. And that's really, really what I gathered from that as well. Howard says, I'm bold. Dr. Emmanuel says, that was so therapeutic. I'm unshakable, says Divine. Christine says, awesome. And indeed, Jennifer has titled you Queen of the North. That's your official title now. You are the Queen of the North. Mama Okwe says, thank you so much. Buki says, thank you so much. This truly, truly was an amazing, amazing session. What we learned today is that boldness isn't what we are born with. That is so powerful. We have to believe in who God says we are. We have to own our voice and our fears. And that's a powerful, powerful place to be. And then live purposefully, not perfectly. And I think when we are able to really enhance that and embody that, we have that courage to do it anyway. So thank you so much once again, Zainab. We are Truly, truly appreciative of your expertise, your wisdom, your knowledge. And so thank you so much. Everyone, thank you as well for tuning in. Zainab, any closing words for us? Anything that you want to say before we sign you out?
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to Dr. Lanre Olushola, the Catalyst, for giving me the opportunity to be on this stage. I mean, the moment I heard I was going to be speaking, I said, oh God, am I ready? Then everything about boldness and courage left me. But I am so glad that I had the opportunity to do this. If you must take away anything, take away the need to evaluate yourself, take away the need to continuously learn, take away the need to understand that really at the core of your confidence is your level of competence. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So there you have it. We have been told what to do in order to live a life of boldness. And so as we round up, I have a couple of announcements, actually a few announcements to make. The first one is to encourage you to continue this journey that we are on. This is our second week. We have 4 more weeks to go. Please stay plugged in. Okay, we have 700 plus people on our Telegram platform. I want a situation where even Zoom is telling us that we have max capacity, if that's possible. So next week, I challenge each and every one of us, reach out to at least 5 people on that Telegram group and actually get to know who these people are. Guess what? The Catalyst is a global community. He's a global institution. He's a global brand, which means he draws in people from all over the world. So actually, that Telegram group is a gold mine. Some of you are looking for business contracts. Some of you are looking for a wife. Some of you are looking for a husband. There are things that you are looking for, and I am certain if you engage in the right networking principles, you will actually find so many powerful connections that you can make in this group. So do not take it for granted that it's just another app, it's just another group. When we drop post, engage. Let us hear your voices, let us see your comments, like post, respond, because really and truly, I heard it the other day, collaboration is the new currency. Collaboration is the new currency. And I've just seen GM's post about collaboration. So do not feel afraid to connect with people on this group. And as you do, let us remind one another that every Tuesday for the next 4 weeks, we will gather here 6 p.m. I think I'm doing the session next week. So listen, I am doing the session next week. You guys must blow up this Zoom. I want max capacity if I'm doing this session next week. I believe I'm doing it next week. So anyway, let's get to the announcement. First announcement is, as usual, the Catalyst has amazing courses coming up. So if you are not plugged into the community, if you have not really had the opportunity to be coached, to learn, to receive wisdom from the Catalyst, these are some of the opportunities awaiting you. The first one I think has been posted already, which is the Science of Harmony, Abundance, Restoration, and Peace course, which will be starting, I believe, on the 16th of May. Right after that, we have the Emotional Freedom Technique course as well, level 1 certification, back to back. I have done both courses, and it's absolutely life-changing. Now, here's a fun thing about the Catalyst. There is no course that he repeats that is the same as the last course. So if you've been to this one, you're like, oh, I've already done this one. Oh, I've already done this one. I guarantee you, if you join this one again, you will definitely learn something new. That's just how he runs all of his courses. So stay plugged in, find out the details, click the link, and all of that good stuff. The other thing that I want to remind us of is the Clubhouse platform. For those of you, many of you have joined the Telegram group through the Clubhouse platform. And again, we are really, really grateful that you are on this platform as a global community. So don't forget that every Wednesday, the Catalyst hosts a session, which is really more around personal growth, where many questions are asked of him and he gives us great and deep insights. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. West African time, that's where you want to be if you want to really push yourself personally to the best version of yourself. Then on Sundays, 9 a.m. West African time, this is where your spirit gets nurtured. This is where you get to really understand the word of God in a very unconventional way. One of the things that I have grown to love about the Clubhouse sessions on Sundays are the very varied ways in which you can learn the word of God, and it really relates. So every Sunday, join the Catalyst and special guest as they delve into various aspects of the word of God. Couple more announcements. The School of Futurists is starting cohort 2 in August. Now, the School of Futurists is the Catalyst spiritual expression, where if you are an individual who knows that you have an expanded calling for spirituality, you have certain gifts spiritually that you have been blessed with, but you don't know how to harness it, how to cultivate it, how to use it, how to develop it, this school is one of the best schools that you can attend in order to really amplify your spiritual growth. So if you are someone on a spiritual journey, or if you are seeking enlightenment, I encourage you to join the School of Futurists. And if you want more details about that, you can reach out to ID Peters, who I like to fondly call my GM. Reach out to her for details on how you can join, when you can join, and what the curriculum is all about. I'm a student of that school, by the way, and over the last 12 months or so, almost, I have grown exponentially in my spiritual journey. I haven't always been one for the spiritual side of things in a very religious context, but I have grown so much. I have learned so much about the word of God. I've had so much more confidence in my spiritual gifts as a result of this school. So I really want to encourage that you all look into that as well. And then the final thing, which is probably the most fun thing that I want to announce, is South Africa is loading. So the Catalyst has a tour that he runs around the world called It Is Possible. And part of that tour experience is traveling to various destinations in the world, really spreading the message of transformation, the mind transformation. But this tour has now taken on an elevated, expanded expression where it's not just about the masterclasses, it's also about experiencing the countries that we go to. And South Africa is the next stop. Very excitedly, I think it's between the 2nd or the 3rd of October to like the 12th of October. It's an 11-day experience or 13-day experience. If you are interested in joining the Catalyst on this journey, there is a wait list available to you, which I believe either Jennifer or ID will share in the chat. If not, we will definitely share it in the Telegram group. And this is really an opportunity to get up close and personal with the Catalyst, tour the world, learn new things, learn new cultures, but ultimately transform your mind as well as you do. So with all of that being said, I want to give us a sign off and say thank you so much to each and every one of you for joining us today. I'm excited to see you next week. We will be dropping some polls, some activities, some reflection questions in the Telegram group. Please engage, okay? Share what your key takeaways were. Find somebody in that group to connect with. See how many friends you can make in this 700 plus member group between now and the end of this month. I challenge you to see how many contacts you can make in the next few weeks of the month of May. And on that note, I am wishing you all a wonderful, marvelous, spectacular, awesome, joyous, easeful remainder of this week. You are blessed and highly favored, and I will see you all next week, Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Signing out. Bye.
Bye, everyone.